first drill is going to be getting your fingers nice and curved on their tapes. And then what you want to do is you lightly want to lift those fingers so that you can see they're not touching the string, but they're hovering above where they need to be. Okay? And then once you have that, you place down 1, 2, 3 on the A string. Then you're going to lift, and then you're going to take your thumb and put it right here at the top of the fingerboard and rest the other fingers along the body of the violin, except the index finger. Index finger you're going to take and you're going to pluck, open E. Then you're going to place all 3 fingers down on the A string. That's a D. And then you're going to lift, place the fingers down, lift, place the fingers down. Now, when you are doing this drill, there's a few things that you really want to focus on. You want to focus on your hand shape. You want your fingers to be pressing down on the string enough that you get a good sound, right? It's not kind of tinny. It's a good resonant sound, but you also don't want it to be so tight that your hand is cramping. You know, some of the signs that your hand is cramping, your thumb and your hand are squeezing, or if your fingers, if the joints are bent rather than nice and rounded outward, or if it just feels really tight in your fingers. So again, that's why I want to keep this nice curved position of the hand. The other thing you want to keep in mind is that you are actually landing on the right note, so it sounds correct. So if I'm playing that and you hear and it's a little flat, watch your finger, and if you have tape on your fingerboard, try to figure out where exactly on the tape it needs to be to get a good sound. So you're going to focus on your hand shape and then the sound that you're producing, both the resonance as well as the pitch, to make sure it is in tune. We are going to do this drill with a metronome. So when you are doing it, the first drill, you're going to have a beat in between. So you're going to play an open E on the beat, 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 beat. Okay? While that beat is occurring, you don't want to think of taking a break. You want to think of getting your fingers ready for the next note to play on that beat. So that's going to be the first drill. The second drill, we're going to keep that metronome running, but we're going to remove the break. So we are speeding up. You are increasing your finger agility as well as your accuracy. Now, if you cannot get drill number 1 down, meaning that your intonation, your form, or your rhythm is off, do not move on to drill 2. But once you have done drill 1 enough to where it's really easy, then you want to move on and challenge yourself to drill number 2 and try to remove that rest. Keep doing these repetitions. If you do this several repetitions, you're going to see huge improvement in your ability to do that. Then we can move on to the drill for the A major scale, and how this applies. Now, we're going to put this exercise into action. The point of this exercise is to improve your A major scale. Now, if you are plucking the A major scale, going up that scale is a little easier because you're just placing one finger down at a time. However, when you come back down the ladder, back down the scale, you go from the open string to all three fingers ready on the A string. So you want to apply that hopping technique to your A major scale. So we are going to do the same thing with the A major scale that we did with the hopping technique. First, we're going to start by adding a little break in between the open E and all three fingers going down. And we're going to slowly shorten that break. Now, remember the things that you need to keep in mind. You need to keep in mind your hand position and tension, not allowing too much tension. You need to keep in mind your resonance, the sound that you're making, and getting a good, not a weak sound. So that could be either not plucking hard enough, or more likely, it could be your fingers are not applying enough pressure or applying too much pressure, which is creating tension. So you want to find that happy medium of just enough pressure to get a really good sound, but not so much pressure that you're causing your hand to cramp up. So this is what the first exercise for the A major scale is going to look like. We're going to have on a metronome. Now this one, I want to allow a beat in between each note, and then when you come back down, it's going to be 2 beats between the open E to allow a little bit more time, and then we'll slowly start to speed up. So the first drill will sound like this. Rest, 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 rest. You're going to allow 2 beats in between. The second drill, we will shorten that to 1 beat, and then the third drill, we will make each and every note fall on beat with no rest in between.